Okay, thank you for the time. Let me share my PPT. Okay, this one. The title of my paper is The Effect of Peer Editing Review to Reduce Students' Anxiety in Writing. The background of my study is that actually many of the ESL students often view that writing activities as an assignment. It is focused on the grammar, word choice, and also organization. According to Kim et al., writing itself is a challenging skill to develop, requiring coordination and linguistic and also the cognitive skill. The students are expected to write in narrative and information and also opinion genres for various subjects and audiences. Meanwhile, for the feeling of anxiety, especially in writing, the students can get this feeling of anxiety and it can influence the students' writing difficulties and it can lead there to the procrastination, dissatisfaction, and also reduce the effort. Meanwhile, the peer feedback is a widely used method to improve writing skills in various educational settings, identifying and criticizing performance issues. So in this paper, I will use the peer feedback to reduce the anxiety from the students, especially in writing, in this writing subject. And this approach, what I mean here is the peer feedback, is that it can help the students improve their writing skill and enhance their overall writing performance. About the peer review itself, when it used in the classroom, it can help to improve the student writing. But for the ESL students, sometimes they still make many errors. So that we need to use the peer review in the classroom. And then there are three types of tolerance exist. The first is low tolerance for emotional reactions. The second one is the high tolerance for cognitive feedback. And the third one is the high metacognitive feedback tolerance. For the low tolerance leads to fear of criticism, high tolerance for feedback for continuous improvement, and high tolerance for reflection on feedback. So there are there are three types of tolerance here that focus on the fear of criticism and then improvement, and the last is the reflection on the feedback. This is the theories, the literature reviews that I used. The first one is about the language anxiety. In here, the language anxiety negatively impacts language learning, performance, achievement, and perception of the educational process. The writing anxiety negatively impacts students' performance due to the limited time, missed instruction, difficulty in brainstorming, and forgetting mechanics like the punctuation and vocabulary. For the high anxiety student, avoid expressing complex ideas due to the lack of the confidence and stereotypes. Factors that contribute to high writing anxiety, including of the unclear instruction, lack of motivation, lack of feedback, and the target language proficiency. The primary causes of high levels of writing anxiety includes the writing test, cognitive and linguistic factors. Language anxiety occurs during the tasks or activities. And the next theories that I mentioned in my literature review is about the peer review. In this case, it is the process where the students give and receive the critical feedback on their peers' work. It also enhances their writing skills. The peer review itself can be done by face-to-face or online. With face-to-face peer review, it is being more efficient due to its ability to allow for discussion, correction, and also communication. Meanwhile, for the online peer review, on the other hand, it lacks these benefits as it can be anonymous and prone to emotional reaction. So that from the theories that I have mentioned above, it can be concluded that the anxiety negatively impacts the student writing achievement, and the peer review activities can help the student read, review, identify the gaps, and also provide suggestions. These activities also allow students to evaluate and give feedback on each other's work. The focus of my paper or my research is there are two. The first one is what is the dominant type of students' anxiety and how it influences the student writing score. And the second one is how does the effect of peer review in reducing their anxiety. And the participant that I use for my research is there are 45 students from 3 classes in English teaching department in Madiun. The method that I use is the mixed method, and then the data was taken from the 2 types of questionnaire. The first questionnaire was students' anxiety, and the second questionnaire was the student perception on writing and their peer review opinions in writing classes. And in collecting the quantitative data, I collect the data through questionnaire about anxiety and analyze it through descriptive statistics. Meanwhile, in collecting the qualitative data, I collected through questionnaire and analyze with descriptive qualitative approach. And the result is that the study found that the English department students, particularly in writing classes, experience anxiety, with cognitive anxiety being the most prevalent. A statistical analysis revealed a significant difference in students' writing scores before and after the peer review or peer editing treatment. It indicates that the students use that the use of the peer review or peer editing affects their anxiety levels. And then the questionnaire was distributed to the students to understand how peer review reduces anxiety in writing. And the results show that the peer editing and peer review significantly improve students' writing scores, and the students agree that use of it is crucial. And the last is the conclusion, is that it can be concluded that the peer review affects students' writing scores, and students agree that the urgency of peer review is necessary to improve their writing ability. I think that's all. Thank you